Just close your eyes. Know the peace within. The very essential point to be noted is that you accept the entire duality show to be real, and you are yet to know the non-dual reality within which you are already. Just now you observe only the duality show, and you appear to be at the form level within the duality show, and you go on accept every movement, every frame of the show to be real. By accepting this ever-moving duality show to be real, you fail to know the non-dual reality within you, which is beyond movement. Here, within duality, everything is constantly moving, including your form and all forms. All objects in space are constantly moving, changing, appearing and disappearing. This space is full of movements, and every object is full of movements and constant changes. You only perceive the duality show in which all objects appear and disappear, including your form. But you accept yourself to be the form which appears and disappears at an unexplainable speed. Unknowingly, you accept the form to be yourself, not knowing that you are only using the form just now. This form is only for utility, and this form is happening just now, nowhere but in your consciousness. So the moment you are conscious, the form is here, and all forms are also here. In your consciousness, just now the form happens. But you do not know that in your consciousness only the form happens. You are not the form. So your consciousness is prior to the form. This point you are missing continuously throughout the waking state, because you are yet to know what this consciousness is, out of which entire manifestation is spontaneously happening just now. The first point itself is missing. That is, in your consciousness only the form happens, entire manifestation happens, the whole duality happens just now. So you must find out what this consciousness is, out of which everything is spontaneously happening, and there is no person here, there's no doer here, and every action is by the play of the elements. Then what are you doing here? And you forget to know also that you never do anything here at the non-dual level, but you accept you are doing so many things at the duality level, but you never know that your original state is only non-dual level, in which you never do anything, you only observe. Just now, with eyes closed, you observe the peace within, you observe the stillness within. You are the observer prior to peace, prior to stillness. In your observation, you know the peace, the stillness, the unmoving state within. This stillness is the beginning of consciousness. You know that you are just now without words. So your knowing itself is beyond words just now, and you know the unmoving stillness just now. Since you do not know the unmoving stillness and you are continuously using the words, you fail to know the stillness within, the peacefulness within. You are taking the words to be yourself and you go on talk endlessly, not knowing that there is a state prior to words. So now I am taking you to the state which is prior to words, and words are just movements within duality, within space. Now this wordless state, the soundless state, the unmoving state is known through this stillness which you are now. Very occasionally you come to know the stillness within, that too only for a shorter duration. Rest of the time you are carried away by more words, more movements, more object level activities. So seldom you have a chance to go inward and settle inward. When your intention is only to know your supreme richness, you will give more preference to your inner self, which does not move, which does not change, which neither appears nor disappears. Just now I am indicating the state within you. Be with this state constantly. You cannot miss it because it is ever there. So the very fundamental, essential point is to know the unmoving reality within you, which is possible only by settling in the stillness and knowing the stillness constantly. From this unmoving state, you just observe the moving state. Once you know to observe the moving state, from this unmoving state, very easily your consciousness can wake up. But you never settle here, then how can you observe from this unmoving state? So my whole teaching is only to make you know the consciousness within, which is unmoving, which is beyond words. Once you know this state, which is beyond words, beyond object, you give preference to this state and you will talk or use words only when it is essential. Rest of the time you will be with yourself. Then only you can settle there and get to know what you are. But you never settle here. I am indicating the drawback within you, why you are missing yourself, in spite of being the highest truth. The truth is beyond space, beyond movement. Truth cannot move and disappear. Here within space, everything appears and disappears. So you must find out the state in which there is neither movement nor disappearance. I am indicating that state within you which is prior to space. The moment the space appears, Immediately you find innumerable objects moving, changing, appearing and disappearing. But you cannot find the truth within space, because here everything is object oriented, movement oriented, time oriented, form oriented and words oriented. I am indicating that state which is prior to space, which is prior to the duality movement level show, where there is no movement. Just now you know the peace within, which is beyond movement. Peace cannot move because it is not an object and it is your own subject. The truth about yourself begins here. It is here very much. Once you know the truth is only beyond space, within you, just now, beyond movement, prior to the duality show, you give preference to this state in which you are already and ever here, eternally here. You are ever here, endlessly here in this unmoving state. Why not you settle here and get to know and wake up totally from the perceived duality state? Just now and always you are in this non-dual state. But you never know it because you are constantly deceived by the perceived show in which you appear to be a form moving here and there. So you keep on giving importance to all the movements oriented show, the form oriented show, the object oriented show, the words oriented show. By giving preference to the movement level of the duality, you fail to know the unmoving reality within you, which is ever here. Though you are eternally here, though you cannot die, though beginninglessly and endlessly you are here, still you miss yourself, still you are yet to know the absolute truth about yourself, because the very basic point which is essential to know your highest truth is the unmoving stillness within you. By not knowing the unmoving stillness within you, continuously you are missing your reality, which is ever present and which is non-dual and which you are already. Just now you are that, and you are ever in this unmoving non-dual reality, but still you are unable to know the unending peace, infinite joy, the nectar state, the deathless state, the highest absolute wholeness. Why? Because your focus is only towards the perceived duality show, which is constantly changing and which is not you. You appear to be a form within the duality. So you give preference to the duality show because your form is happening within the duality show. But you are yet to know the observer of the entire duality show, the observer of the form, the observer of the all objects within space, the observer of the space, the observer of the whole manifestation is prior to duality. It is already the non-dual observer. First point is, you must know that the truth is unmoving, unchanging and non-dual. And to know this non-dual unmoving state, first you must know the stillness within. By knowing the stillness within, you must settle there constantly. Then only you can observe from this stillness state, unmoving state, all that appears, moves and changes in the duality state. But you neither know the stillness nor settle inwardly, and you are continuously trapped by the movement of the duality show. Then how can you wake up and know what you are? that you are the ultimate supreme non-dual observer, the main important thing is you are already that and always that, but you never know that you are already that. To that extent, your consciousness remains ignorant about itself. Why? Because it does not value itself, it does not know what it is, and it does not give preference to itself. It is very much within the unmoving, non-dual reality just now, but it never settles there. Without settling in this unmoving reality, how can you know your totality, the wholeness, the beyondness prior to duality? You are not separate from the truth. You cannot appear and disappear. You cannot die because you are never born. But how to realize all these ultimate facts about yourself without stabilizing inwardly? The truth is within, but you never settle within. The reality is within, but you never know the reality within. The wholeness is within, beyond duality, but you never stabilize within. So without stabilizing inwardly and without settling inwardly and without knowing the unmoving reality, there's no possibility for you to wake up from the perceived duality show, which is not you. You are only observing the duality show in which you appear to be a form within the dream. As an observer, you are already prior to space, prior to the duality show. To know your beyondness prior to space, first you must close your eyes and know the unmoving stillness within. This is the basic, fundamental, essential point. To know the stillness within constantly and consistently. First to know the stillness within. By knowing the stillness within, you are freeing yourself from all identifications, from all words, from all memory, from all knowledge, and you remain in utterly relaxed state. By remaining in this utterly relaxed state, very easily your consciousness can wake up and know what it is. But you never settle inwardly, neither relax inwardly. Then how will you wake up? You are already in the relaxed state in your original state. But you never know it. You always seem to be tensed, depressed, frustrated, disturbed. Why? Because you are identifying the perceived duality show to be more real, more real, more real. Because you are yet to know the observer prior to the duality show. Note this point. You are already the unmoving, non-dual observer prior to space. And you only observe the ever-moving duality show within space. In what way you are connected with this duality show? You are already prior to the show. The show happens within space at the duality level. But you are the observer already prior to space at the non-dual level. Tell me how you are connected with the show, but for identification. You are the observer. Your identification is only at the form level, so immediately you are trapped at the duality level, though you observe the duality level. Once you can understand what I am conveying here, very easily your consciousness can wake up. You are ever in the unmoving state. You neither move nor change. You are the absolute non-dual observer. Now you are observing what? With eyes open, you observe the duality show, the duality of the entire space level activities, in which you also appear to be a form within space. You appear to be a form within space, but you are more than the form. Because you identify yourself to be the form within the duality, you are unwilling to budge out of the dream. You appear to be in the dream, but actually you only observe the dream. In deep sleep, you appear to be in the dream, running here and there, chasing here and there. But you are only lying down in the bed. In that dream, you appear to move here and there, but actually you are not moving. Here also, you are already unmoving, non-dual observer. You never move, and you neither appear nor disappear. You only observe. But in the perceived duality, you appear to move here and there. You appear to go here and there. You appear to walk here and there. And you accept only the perceived form level activities to be real, as you are yet to know the observer prior to duality. This is the point you should notice. Then very easily you will give preference to your inner being, which never moves, neither changes, and your consciousness wakes up to realize its ultimate non-dual richness. And you remain less bothered about the duality show at the form level. Then you start knowing the consciousness within, which is unmoving, unchanging, and being conscious of yourself constantly within. Your consciousness merges in the totality of the source of awareness and wakes up totally to realize its eternity. It is very simple, but it looks so complicated to you at the form level, at the personality level, identification, which are not you. So I go on, remind your consciousness that you are only consciousness, and you neither appear nor disappear nor move. Nothing happens to you because there's no movement, but you are the source of consciousness itself. Consciousness contains the seeds of entire manifestation, but you are the source of consciousness. Your state cannot be described. Only out of your consciousness, which is a speck of light, the entire cosmos, galaxies are happening just now spontaneously. Every happening is within space, but you are none of the happening because you are already the observer prior to all happening. Every happening is a movement, but the observer is beyond movement. So the only option for you to realize your highest truth is to know the unmoving, unchanging, ever-present reality within you, which you are already. I am directly taking you to that state which neither moves nor changes. That's the beginning of your consciousness. That is the stillness within you. Right now, you are in your original destination, which is preventing you not to stabilize here, which is preventing you not to settle here. Why not to settle here? And then observe the duality show, which is preventing you. You are already free from ignorance at the non-dual level. At the duality level, you remain utterly ignorant about yourself because the truth is at the non-dual level, and you are searching for the truth at the duality level, and you are spending entire lifetime only at the duality level. You never know that there is a state called the non-dual state in which the truth is eternally here, and you are that. At least now, after coming here and listening to these teachings straight from the source, pay attention on yourself, which neither moves nor changes. Silently observe all that happens within duality, because at the non-dual level, nothing never happens to you. But at the duality level, so many things appear to happen at the form level. And you take only the form level happening to be real because you are yet to know the exact reality, the absolute reality about yourself, which is beyond movement, beyond changes, beyond appearances and disappearances. At least now, after listening to this talk, pay attention on yourself and get to know what yourself is. And by knowing that your consciousness is only within, You start paying more attention inwardly. Your conscious is conscious of itself inwardly, and then only it remains wakeful. When it is not conscious of itself at the duality level, your consciousness cannot know that it is consciousness. So it is totally ignorant about itself. But by settling inwardly, your consciousness knows that it is only consciousness, unmoving, unchanging, and it is so peaceful and joyful. So once your conscious is conscious of itself, it remains wakeful, because now it starts knowing the unmoving reality. So it does not bother about the moving unreality. Once the unmoving reality is known through the stillness, you remain unbothered about the ever-moving unreal show, which happens spontaneously within duality. You remain unbothered about the entire duality once you are settling inwardly at the non-dual reality. I am directly helping your consciousness to be conscious of itself, so that at any moment your consciousness can wake up and realize it's the highest truth, that it is eternally here, ever here, and nothing never happens to it. You are never separate from me. You are already one with the source. Just be with the source through stillness, beyond words, beyond movements, and observe silently and wake up consciously to know what you are. And be with me beyond words and know what you are. I am certain these teachings help you to settle inwardly and to observe silently all that happen at the duality level, which are not you. Wake up consciously, know the non-dual richness, to know that you are already that and always that.